day between once your period is totally off. You want to do it every other day, up until ovulation.
Okay, so every other
I
day.
mean, you really could do it every day, but I mean, at least every other day. So, because you only have a short window in your cycle, um, to actually do it, because we don't want to do it after ovulation. I mean, my suggestion would be to avoid getting pregnant the next 3 months. And I know it might seem counterproductive, but I want to make sure that all your micronutrient levels are addressed before you get pregnant again. And so that we
Yeah,
know what we're working with.
I want to know that too, as well as the result of his analysis, this and then
Yes.
because if there's, like I've been saying, if there's anything diet wise that he can change up, then we need to, put that on.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. For both of you. So both of your test results, to make sure that, and then once you know his blood type, I would highly suggest he start doing intermittent fasting in a shorter window. I don't know, like some how what is y'all's eating schedule like right now?
So my schedule, um, I work outside the house. So I work back at the hospital now. He's an entrepreneur. He works for himself.
Oh,
So
what does he
he,
do?
he owns a graphic media and design
Oh, okay.
company. Also a tech. So everybody's remote unless they have to go out and meet clients, in which usually those for the design part, they're like doing videography, some
Mm,
photography and stuff like that. So it would require him to be in the field. But
okay.
most days he doesn't eat until like after 11 a.m. Me, I
Oh, that's
usually
good.
eat. Yeah, me, I'll probably eat around like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Especially if we're rounding, moving around in the hospital. I try to get something in
Right.
because I don't know, when we're gonna break for lunch.
Okay. So for him, if he eats his first meal at 11, I would love to see him not eat after 7 o'clock. So 11
Okay.
a.m. to 7 p.m. window. That's even a stretch. I mean, I'd probably, if, well, here, what time do y'all usually eat dinner? Or do you eat dinner together, or is it based on?
We eat dinner together. So usually at the latest now we've been 7:30.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
in that case, for him to really push it, since he has some weight to lose, maybe even if he would just say he won't eat before noon,
Okay.
that might help. That'll help his fasting window come down a little bit. So even if you do eat, because you don't, I mean, don't look like you like have weight to lose. So at least for him though, if he could stay between that 12 and 7:30, then that would be ideal to help him. And eating like maybe two larger meals. I don't know how, if he like has 3 meals in that time, if he has 2 meals, but two larger meals. So reducing snacking and eating larger meals, using the food list minus, of course, what you know you cannot eat.
Mm-hmm.
Increasing the fats. You're eating at home already, so you're doing a lot of the work, which is avoiding a lot of the processed foods. Um, it's just being consistent with that long term for at least to see significant improvement, at least 3 months where you have to like go all in and make sure you're very consistent. Okay. So, all right. So, first thing, we're going to get test results and have everything to me by May 15th. Vaginal steaming, um, every other
The
day
other day.
from when your period ends up until ovulation. And your periods are about 6 days, but do they come regularly, like every month, or are they irregular?
Every 24 to 27 days. So
Oh,
last month it was 24 days. The month before it was 27 days.
okay. So what I need you to do is you have got to take your basal body temperature. So we can clearly identify ovulation because I need to know what length is your follicular phase versus your luteal phase. Because depending on because 24 is very short, and we if it's more on the front end versus the back end, then we'll know if have they ever talked to you about adding progesterone, taking progesterone.
No, not yet. I guess she wants to go over these labs to kind of see, where I'm at, and
Okay.
if I need progesterone. I know the last RE last summer, he mentioned something about maybe like the egg development at the time when the sperm fertilizes the egg. Maybe the egg hasn't matured enough for that process to, I guess, fully take place or whatever. And sometimes when the egg is underdeveloped, that's when you start to see all these genetic mutation, some other things that may show up
Mm-hmm.
when they do these, more extensive tests. So when I had the miscarriage last March, my OB brought me in and did a DNC. So we were able to see, she sent that tissue to pathology. So we were able to see, okay, this was going to be a DIF anyway. It was a 46 triple X. So the one in 21 probably was, defective too. I didn't go for a DNC that time. We were out of town when that happened. We were in Savannah.
Oh,
so we're like
gosh.
8-9 hours from home. And he was like, oh, let's go to the hospital. I'm like, honey,
We
it's
don't know
still
these
COVID.
people.
It's still COVID.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not gonna let you in
Right.
the emergency room. I'd have to sit there by myself. Like,
Okay. Yeah, I'm shocked no one has. I mean, yeah, with your cycle length, it's up to you. I mean, your doctor could recommend a vaginal suppository like progesterone, depending on which part of your cycle is short, like, or are they equally the same length? Call me. We usually want to see the first half of your cycle be at least 10 days before ovulation. So that's why I need to see. So taking your basal body temperature, and I want you to send me your chart. Where are you at right now in your cycle?
let me look.
Okay.
Day 26.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
expecting your
26.
period to come. Okay. Okay. All right. So, yes. So, this is a great time. Start taking your temperature tomorrow morning if you haven't. Remember with your basal body temperature, let me grab mine. When you're waking up in the morning, you want to make sure that you are not moving. So literally, I keep mine right on my nightstand. I just grab it slowly, put it in my mouth, press the button, hold it there until it beeps, and then it'll sync with your phone and it'll go straight into the app. So make sure you have the app already downloaded on your phone. In the email that I sent, like your welcome email, it should have show you how to sync it, but it's pretty simple. But make sure it's synced to your phone. So yes, this is the perfect timing. So today's the 12th. So this will be another thing by May 15th. I want you to send me your charts, your basal body temperature chart. And when I say send me your charts, just screenshot your temperatures from the app and send me those in 30 days. Okay, I'm just making a note. Send DBT temps by May 15th. And the biggest thing with basal body temping is to make sure that you take it within the same 30-minute window every day. Yes, that means even on the weekends. So I sent you this one.
Okay.
This one only costs about $40. But if you're like, Michelle, I know I'm not going to be able to wake up, the only other option is to buy a different one, but it is a few $100. So either you're going to have to wake up or buy a temp drop. Temp drop goes on your arm. You don't have to wake up at the same time. It gives you an average temperature of where your body
Oh,
is. So if not, 30-minute window. If you wake up at 5 for work, you got to wake up at 5 on the weekends. Now you can go back to sleep. I don't know how you are. If you're the type of person who can go back to sleep after they wake up, but set that alarm and you got to have it consistent. If you don't do this, this is going to slow down our progress. I need to know exactly when your follicular phase is and your luteal phase is. So this is very important. Um, we've got to know, like, if they're, and progesterone is a pretty, I cannot believe that no one's ever put you on progesterone. But that's, I mean, maybe it's not an issue. Maybe they've run and they didn't think it was an issue. But with losses, a lot of times, but yours did have some chromosomal abnormalities. But a lot of times, progesterone is the biggest difference between, miscarriage and live birth. Like, that alone makes a huge difference for some people.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah. And I've been, like I said, I've been reading and I'm making notes. So when I go back to the specialist
mm-hmm.
and we
When do you
have
go
these
back?
conversations, end of the month.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let me just make a note that you're going back to by the end of April is what you're saying, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Because she wanted me to repeat that thyroid stimulating hormone and that cancer screening one.
Okay.
Those are the only two that were, off.
Okay.
So she wanted me to repeat. Oh, and I'm seeing an acupuncturist.
How often are you going there?
I have been going once a week. Now I go every other week. I've been
Okay.
seeing her since Christmas week.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I am moving too slow. We got to get through these things. Okay. Because I know you probably got to get back to work. So tell me, have you started any? Well, okay. So with the supplements, the main supplements that I would say go ahead and start taking is B complex, magnesium. I already sent that to you. You probably can't take the cod liver oil. So, you want to make sure you're getting the healthy fats. Based on your blood type, I will see what nuts you can add in. Do you like avocado? Or you can't do
Allergic to
nuts?
nuts.
All
No.
nuts?
All tree nuts, peanuts, walnut, almond.
Lord Jesus. Avocado?
Look,
Olive
I can
oil?
eat and coconut. I can eat that.
Okay.
That's the only nut. Everything
Okay.
else is
Okay.
it's
Jesus.
a no go.
Okay, so
I've tried. Even when I had that rashes in 2019, still reacting to nut. So
okay. Well, I'm the same way. I can only have, so I mean, I understand that. Like, if I even smell peanut butter, it makes me so nauseous. Like, and my daughter just be eating them peanut butter jelly. I'd be like, oh my God. Like, if we're in the same room, I cannot even smell peanut butter. It makes me so nauseous. So I understand.
oh, if you roast nuts, my granddad used to roast peanuts and another nut in the oven. Just the aroma, I start coughing, and it triggers my asthma.
Wow.
Oh, I can't eat it.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. So for fats, definitely you probably want to make sure you're eating probably avocado like every single day.
I buy avocado every week.
Okay. Good. 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 Okay. So for the other supplements, seeing where your nutrient levels are will be the first thing. Like I said, the only two that I would say go ahead and make sure you're doing. You already have magnesium spray since I sent that, and then your B complex in the morning because it will give you a little bit of energy.
So the acupuncturist last month started me on the B complex.
Good. Is it a pill?
Yeah, it's through her website.
Okay.
It's called Be Active. I can send you a picture of it.
Yeah, send me a picture. B complex, for some reason it seems to, well, in general, liquid versions of your supplements tend to do a little better with absorption. So you can take whatever you want, but at some point you may want to switch if you feel
Is there one
comfortable.
you recommend for?
Yes, yeah. There's a liquid one that I recommend. It does. You do have to like let your body adjust to it because it is a liquid, and at first it will come out in your urine if you're taking too much. It'll make it very bright, but that is the one that I recommend. That my clients who are with getting pregnant are using that one in particular.
Okay.
So not saying you got to switch immediately if you feel like that one is doing, doing fine by you. Do you drink any type of coffee, caffeine?
So I drink green tea.
Okay.
Well, I drink tea during the week.
Okay.
So if I feel like a coffee, I'm changing over to decaf.
Okay.
And then I make it at home. I don't buy coffee out. So I will brew 1 cup and just, like a Saturday or a Sunday. So I know if it's caffeine, we need to quit that. I don't drink sodas.
Good. Juice. I mean, I know you do like the cold pressed juices, but do you do like any other juice?
Occasionally orange juice with my, well, no, not occasionally. To take my iron supplement, I will drink orange juice. So that's the only time I will have orange juice with iron supplement.
Okay. And how do you take that daily? Does it help with your stomach and the digestion of it, or you just? What's the reason why you use orange juice?
I mean, the PCP was like take it with orange juice or with a meal.
Okay.
Like vitamin C or something helps absorbs or helps it bind better. Okay. Or something. Don't quote me, but I feel like that's what she told me when she put me on it last summer.
Okay, so if she said orange juice or a meal, I would definitely switch to a meal and like versus the orange juice. Okay, so that's for supplements. Iron with
the magnesium spray, the spray you sent me, right? Well, I brought it with me for while we're out of town, so I'm gonna test it. It's topical.
Yes, it's topical. You want to spray it under your arms, on your stomach, and on your feet. You can do the bottom of your feet, but please be aware you will need to moisturize because it can dry out your feet at first as your body's getting used to it. Or you can do it on the, and it absorbs better on the bottom of your feet. But what I started doing is putting it on the top of my feet. So I also sometimes do it, but that's because I have swollen lymph nodes sometimes. So like I'll do it like right here as well, but at least on your stomach, on your arms, and on your feet about an hour before you want to go to bed because it's gonna help you, come down, relax. And I would definitely do it for you and your husband.
Okay. So magnesium spray, underarm, feet.
Yeah, underarm, stomach, feet.
Can I put socks on if I spray it?
Yeah, let it dry first and then put your socks on.
Okay. Yeah, because I know my feet get cold at night, and the acupuncturist, she told me to start wearing socks so that my feet stay, warm.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want my feet to get too cold.
Perfect. Okay. So, all right. So we have all the testing that you're going to get done, plus the follow-up testing you'll have by the end of this month with the specialist. And then I just want to see all those results by May 15th. That's the first takeaway. Vaginal steaming 1 to 4 times. You'll probably be able to get it in 1 to 4 times a month, depending on the length of your follicular phase before your ovulation. So getting that in. For your supplements, keep taking your magnesium. You're going to switch that to with a meal versus orange juice. I'm sorry, magnesium. Iron to a meal versus orange juice. Taking your magnesium 1 hour before bed, and you're taking B complex. So as far as the other ones like calcium, we'll just wait to see what your micronutrient results are, so we don't know if you need an additional supplement for any of those or if you're good. Let's see. Okay, what about exercise? What are you doing for exercise?
I was doing hit training up until January. I've since stopped that. Um, I do go cycling 1 to 2 days a week. My husband and I walk another 2 days a week.
How long do you walk and what's the intensity?
It's a brisk walk and maybe like 45 minutes. We're walking in our subdivision,
Okay.
so it's about 2 miles around. So
And you do that, you said you do that a few days a week?
yeah,
Okay. Oh, so you should
like
be.
3 days, and then my cycling I do Friday and Saturday mornings
And when you
early.
say cycling, you mean like you go to a cycle class like at the gym? Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. And does your husband do anything additional to the walks that y'all take in your neighborhood?
He would sometimes ride his bike, and I know I was reading he should probably not bike ride. So I'm going to tell him we need to really utilize our Crunch membership and get on the treadmill or the stair climber thing to
Yes.
get our cardio in and resistance. I am going to start back some resistance training, but on the machines because those are stationary and I can manipulate and control the weight.
And have better form, yeah, too. So he should do that too. He should do that too. If he really focuses on the intermittent fasting, closing that window down and lifting weights and doing the walking, I think that's plenty. What do you think? Okay, let me just ask you. What do you think is his biggest issue, like that contributed to his weight? Like, has he always been that size? Like, has he always been like bigger? Did he recently gain weight, or like where is he at with that?
So I look back in pictures, he's always been, a big person, even as a teenager.
Gotcha.
He was taller than most, but he was still, stocky. And so I think just with, life and different events, impact him in, a certain way and add additional stress. And food is his comfort. He loves to cook. So he'll go in the kitchen, put on some music, and just start cooking. He'll cook a whole bunch of food, and I will see him just like run through food.
So you would say he eats really large portions of food versus like he really is into sweets or he drinks sodas or.
Yeah. So he's very into food. I'm more into the sweets, and I know that needs to stop. So now that I'm incorporating more fruit, I have noticed I'm not snacking on as many like bakery items because now I'm being more intentional about the fruit. Now I drink the cold pressed juice. I'll throw a juice in there with the breakfast or lunch. So I'm, satiated and not wanting to, grab like a cupcake or a cream pie or, whatever is nearby. So I'm just trying to, play with my brain and kind of trick it so that I'm curbing that want for the sweet. Now the food, I portion my food, whatever's on the plate, that's it. Or I try to put it in a smaller dish.
Got you.
So that I'm not overfilling the plate.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say definitely consider the making your desserts really cute with fruit and like making it your dessert. Like if you put a little honey on your fruit, make a little bowl, like making it really definitely focusing on the sweets because that'll help a whole lot. But yes, those things need to be eliminated, but I don't think they're as a big deal as there are. Just keep doing what you're doing. For him, if he really likes big portion sizes, possibly, he may really want to benefit and slowly take himself to like an OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, which takes time to go down to.
I've seen that.
He may want to consider that. People who eat larger meals, who like the full filling, may benefit more from that. So like giving himself a 2-hour window. Of course, if you have a history of binge eating, it's kind of hard to like make that shift. Sometimes you have to really like, and I have that history, so I totally understand. But shifting to a smaller eating window, eating what you want until your body will eventually adjust. Like as far as you're not going to want to eat the junk because you're like, oh goodness, whatever I eat today is what fuels my body till my next meal tomorrow. So then you start shifting because you don't want to feel hungry. So even I would say I'm gonna come up with like a breakdown if he's interested. I'll come up with a breakdown on how he can slowly work his way to getting to an OMAD to see like how he likes that. If he feels like it's something that he can do maybe once or twice a week to help cut down his calories, get address how it helps with your blood pressure by not having the magnesium and the changing his food eating pattern can definitely drastically address blood pressure very quickly, and then plus weight. So, which can help if there's an egg abnormality that his of course him changing what his semen is not going to change the egg, but if it is a semen issue, that can drastically change fast because for some reason I don't even when it comes to semen, it's like they can just make a few changes and it will drastically improve the quality
Okay.
quickly. So, yeah, I'm gonna write this all up for you. It's just so many things I need to make sure I have right. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So your exercise is looking good. What about faith? What are y'all doing like as far as spiritually? How is your time with God? What does that look like for you?
So I think I mentioned in the discovery call that's been like a huge that was a priority for me to start to make more time incorporating prayer and meditation time back into my daily routine. I noticed, when I was single and dating, my husband, I was very into it. And then, we got married. I was trying to keep it up, and then I
It's
just kind of,
hard. That
fell off.
transition from single and dating to married and trying to keep like it is a huge
And
transition.
like what? Like it's a challenge, and I'm gonna change the way I look at that. Not saying it's hard. It is a challenge, but I feel like if it's that important to you, you'll make the time to figure out a way to ensure that your spiritual hygiene is on point, your mental hygiene, your physical, all of these things that are supposed to make us a healthy whole person. Like we'll figure out a way to get it done. So for me, I'm getting back into Bible study. My church does it on Wednesday in person and online. So I can't go in the evenings, most evenings. So I
Okay.
will click on YouTube and it's live. So I'll get that. And then I go in person 2 Sundays a month, because we're usually doing one or two, the 1 or 2 other Sundays. So at least 2 Sundays a month, I'm going in person at 7 a.m.
Ooh. They
Um,
got a 7
yeah,
a.m. service? Wow.
7 a.m. and 10 a.m. So I go to 7 a.m. We're out by 8:20, 8:30, and then I have the rest of my Sunday to meal prep and run errands, hang with the hubby, whatever. And then I've been sticking to that. I have set reminders in my Google Calendar for like prayer time in the morning as I'm getting ready for work, and then when I'm winding down for bed. So those two things are on my Google Calendar, so they'll pop up as a reminder.
So I would hear a few suggestions at night. Okay, so make sure that you guys are going through, your body, fertility, faith declarations. Like I have a list of declarations. I would print them out, put them on your pillow, and make a point to, if we don't do anything else, we're gonna read these declarations over our body and make that something that you can do. Even if you're not together, at least one of you making sure that you read them every single day. That as far as towards your fertility. As far as your private time, I like to try to take as much pressure off because sometimes we feel like, oh, if I don't spend 30 minutes and he do 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 she and fall over, and then I'm not like doing enough. And I just, one thing God told me is just give me 5 minutes. And sometimes when you only have 5 minutes, it changes the intensity level. Because sometimes, like, okay, I want to play my worship music, and then give me a chance to, okay, now I'm ready to hear God. Okay, so God, for me, one thing that works is like, okay, I will literally set my alarm for 5 minutes, and I'm just total silence. God, what do you want? I'm here for whatever you want to say for the day. Is there something you want me to read? But total silence for 5 minutes. So it kind of eliminates like the need to like drag something out. And I'm not saying that, it's not good to spend more time. It is, but that doesn't necessarily where everyone's at in every season. So I would say if you can take your 5 minutes, wherever that is, it would be ideal, if you can do it when you first wake up. 5 minutes of total silence, even if you're still in the bed. If you know you might fall back to sleep, then get out of the bed. But 5 minutes total silence. Okay, God, this is the 5 minutes. If you have something you want to say, I'm here and I'm listening. Set your alarm for 5 minutes, and then practice that 5 minutes, and then just do that. So okay, I've at least given God that.
Hold on, just 1 second.
Yep.
Um,
Okay.
okay, sorry, he's got
Oh,
to run out.
no problem.
Are these? Is this right?
Yes, yes. Oh, you
Okay.
you got it all organized and together already. Yes. So
I got my. I printed. Yeah, I printed the
good,
whole
good,
packet.
good. Okay. Yes. So saying those declarations every day, not missing, getting at least 5 minutes with God, however you can, wherever you can get it in. Okay, let me just make, and then let me just make sure. Okay, because we're like way over time. Okay, food and nutrition, we kind of talked about that. And then last thing,
they pushed back my meeting.
Okay.
It's not until 1 now. So
Okay. So for forgiveness, is there anyone or anything that you feel like, I know I have something like someone who I'm still walking through what total release may look like in that area?
So like as far as forgiveness,
Mm-hmm.
a person or persons.
Any situations, like some people have, we have some people may have a strained relationship with their mother-in-laws, how they be treated. Sometimes it's not necessarily that you don't like them, but it's something that's might be there. Or maybe your coworker, someone who you don't necessarily get along with. Any like, is there any relationships that you can see where there needs to be improvement, and maybe they have offended you in any type of way ever, that you want to make sure that it's totally released? Do you feel like that applies in any area?
Yeah, work.
Say that again. It went out.
Work. Work.
Okay, work. Okay.
My previous employer, not the job I'm on now.
Okay.
And then personal, yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So with your 5 minutes, I'm sorry, let me back up. With your 5 minutes, have a journal ready. So whatever you hear, you can write down, even if that means like, okay, God, I'm giving you the 5 minutes, and I just hear like a scripture. Like right before I prayed, I was like, God, I don't know. I was like, what is there anything that I need to, say to Arlisha on this